Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares a story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or on Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you, and you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city for sure. So make sure you guys check out his latest projects, and let's keep rooting him on as he goes through this amazing degree process. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to have a conversation about the difference between your emotional mind and your rational mind. So, I do go to counseling about once a month, and I do feel that a lot of the reasons I go for counseling, I kind of came to this epiphany recently, but a lot of these reasons I go to counseling is because my rational mind and my emotional mind collide all the time, and it's kind of hard for me to determine which one to listen to at the time and which one to believe. So the difference is your rational mind is usually the mind that makes things make sense pretty much. So it helps with your thinking. It helps with like basic stuff. It kind of helps you stay inside the box a little bit and realize that things that I'm thinking probably aren't exactly what they are. Let me think rationally. So let me understand why this person did it and not have the emotional mind take over with the mindset of, oh, this person did this to harm me. It's kind of like, you're fighting with yourself to try to figure out, was this a personal attack, or is there actually logic behind everything that happened, and am I just taking it personal? And of course, you taking things personal is most likely your emotional mind really taking over and really just being a driving force. So for me recently, I had a situation where I shared some information with somebody that I thought was confident information, but this person ended up passing on the information to somebody else. And originally I had two reactions. My first reaction was my emotional mind. That was immediate. Why did this person say that? I can't believe this happened. I thought I had this conversation in confidence. I can't believe they shared my information. I'm embarrassed now. Whatever the case may be. A lot of emotions were rising. It made me not want to share information with nobody no more. It made me want to resent this person. Shoot, it made me want to clap back at this person and be like, yo, why are you sharing my information? I totally, it made me have all these reactions that I wanted to move on with. But I had to stop and actually think about, okay, let me put my emotions to the side. Let me think rational about this, So the rational is the conversation we had. It was deep, but at no point throughout the conversation did I say, one, keep this between me and you. Don't share this information or nothing like that. So at the end of the day, there were no real guidelines for what to do with this information, and then two, the person only shared the information to try to help me out, because the person sees that I needed some help and they saw that somebody can help, so they only shared the information out of sense of trying to help. I'm sure it was no bad intentions into it, because a person that did this whatever to me, I never had any bad situations with them. I respect them. They're always kind. They always do what the best best is. They're not afraid to speak their mind. I know this person's character, you know, and I know this person is not one out here to try to embarrass me, to harm me, or anything like that, you know. So it's kind of like I had to stop and pause and say, okay, Adrian, I understand you're upset and hurt because you felt like some of your secrets or whatever you were hoping to keep confidential got spread into the world, but it's not spread out to hurt you. It was spread out to help you, you know. So you don't be mad at the person. Don't respond in anger. Don't shell yourself off because, you know, this small little leak happened. At the end of the day, the leak is there to make you better and to grow you in a way, shape, and form that's going to just be better for you and help you out your world. You know, you're pretty much trying to get what you're asking for. And in order to get what you're asking for, you have to speak up and be willing for that information to be shared so people can actually get the true resources for you, you know. So, you know, that's what I had to do recently. I had to stop and talk to myself and be like, okay, let's put the emotional mind away and let's think with the rational mind. So you already know I got some talking points from ChatGPT I want to talk about. So the first one is the emotional mind reacts, the rational mind responses. The emotional mind is driven by feelings, impulses, fear, excitement, anger, or hurt in the moment. The rational mind slows things down and looks at facts, consequences, and logic. An example, the emotional mind says, text me back immediately. The rational mind says, give yourself time before responding. And that right there, I think, is like really a beautiful example on the difference between the emotional mind and the rational mind. So the emotional mind makes you want to respond right now, makes you want to snap back, makes you want to yell, makes you want to cry, makes you want to just feel whatever feelings you're having and let them out, you know. But the rational mind is the opportunity to say, okay, let me stop, let me breathe for a second, and let me understand what's actually going on right now, you know. Yes, they ran out of food, but they didn't do that on purpose to make me mad, you know. Rationally, a lot of other people came and ordered the same product before I got here, and I was just late. I should have left an hour earlier, you know. Let me not emotionally blow up and lose my mind because Starbucks doesn't have my flavor that I wanted, or whatever the case may be, you know. Let me stop, sit back, and think rationally about what's going on in this situation. So the second tip that chat had for us was, both minds serve a purpose. The emotional mind thinking is not bad. Emotions help us connect ourselves, protect ourselves, and recognize what matters. The rational thinkers help us with decision making, planning, and stability. Problems usually happen when one overrides the other. You're too emotional, so you have impulsive decisions, or you're too rational, so you're emotionally disconnected or detached. And I think that right there is beautiful. You know, both minds are very, very needed. You know, we need our emotions to help us understand what we felt at the time, why we were feeling this, you know, to understand if we feel like we've been played or disattached or whatever. But the rational mind is there to pause for a second and be like, okay, let me actually think about what's going on. So, you know, for example, for me, you know, the emotional mind coming out brought out more deeper feelings than just this person shared my information, you know, because I felt like again, I thought this was a conversational conversation because I don't share people's business like that. And the idea that somebody did hurt my feelings emotionally because I thought it was a deeper connection than that, you know. I had to stop and think, okay, well, rationally though, this wasn't done to harm you. It was done to make you better, you know. But emotionally, what is happening? Like, why are you feeling like this emotionally? And it helped me start to dig back in my past deeper and be like, you know what? There's been multiple times where I shared my secret or I shared an idea or something and somebody took it and ran with it before I was even fully committed with it. Or, you know, when there's times where I'm just thinking out loud and I'm still marinating, but people take my thinking for final actions and they just run with it. And it's like, no, I didn't say I wanted that. I was just thinking out loud and just talking and sharing my ideas with you, you know. But that lets me know that rationally I need to learn to speak out more. I need to be more direct with what I'm saying and tell people that, hey, I'm just sharing my idea. Don't move on this. Don't act on this. Yo, this is a confidential. Please don't share this with nobody else. Or, you know, even stopping to say, man, I shared myself with this person multiple times and rationally I know this person can't hold secrets. So let me not stop telling this person things like that. You know, let me start to hold these things back because I know that these are things that don't just stay with people. You know, people always have to share that, you know. So that's something that really makes me think. The last tip that I have for you guys today is going to be tip number 3. The goal is balance, not elimination. The healthy mindset is learning how to let emotions inform you without controlling you. Strong self-awareness comes from recognizing, what am I feeling? What are the facts? People who balance both tend to communicate better, handle stress better, and make more grounded decisions. And that question that they ask right there, what am I feeling and what are the facts? I think that right there is gold. Because a lot of times, you're feeling betrayed, you're feeling played, you're feeling embarrassed. But the facts is that nobody betrayed you, nobody embarrassed you, nobody's kicking you in the dirt and saying that you're a failure. It's more your emotions playing this mind trick on you, and you feel like, for me, my problem is I have this scar that when I asked for help, I felt like a lot of people made me embarrassed to ask for help. So it's hard for me to ask for help right now. So this was a situation when I asked for help, and I didn't expect the information to get passed out like that. So yes, it was kind of embarrassed, because it was like, dang, I'm out here asking for help, and now other people know I'm asking for help, and now people are going to see me as a failure or as a lost soul or whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, that's not the case. People see that you ask for help and they want to help you, and they want to genuinely get you to a new level because they're proud of you and they want to see it. Like, I think back to the thought of, what if I wasn't somebody of value or somebody that's worth helping? None of this would have happened. None of this information would have been leaked, and nobody would have been trying to help me, and I wouldn't be in this feeling of, oh, I'm embarrassed. But at the same time, I have to face this embarrassment to stretch myself and just expand myself to get to where I need to be. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still working on all these thoughts that I have right now. There's so much going on with me personally that I'm just trying to get through. So I know if that right there was a little wild or all over the place, my apologies. I'm doing the best I can. I'm only a man though. But yeah, I hope that resonated with somebody today. I hope you guys have a good day, good afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming.